Welcome to
Just So You Know.
This is Jess.
This is Jay.
And today is our very special May the 4th be with you episode.
May
so happy
the 4th
May
be
the...
with you.
So happy May the 4th. Do you have to say happy? Or is it just May the 4th be with you? Do you walk up to a Star Wars fan and say happy May the 4th be with you? Or just say like May the 4th be with you?
Yeah, May the 4th be with you. I think it's like it's like code. May the 4th be with you. And then the other guy just nods.
I'll have to try that. And we already got our first piece of fan mail for May the 4th be with you. It wasn't really sent for the show, but it's May the 4th be with you, courtesy of two of our biggest fans. And they wrote, adventure, excitement, a Jedi craves not these things. See, I couldn't be a Jedi because I don't want to do all that kind of thing. So that's besides the point. But in today's episode...
I want to crave adventure? What's wrong with you?
I want to crave. It says crave not these things.
Oh.
Not. They don't crave them.
Right.
I would crave adventure. Like, I want to, make things float and save the world.
Your adventure is eating a new sandwich, so, I mean, it's alright.
Putney General Store. The Godfather. I highly recommend it. Anyway, so you would think we'd be talking about the movies, but why would we do that? We'll save that for another episode. Today we're going to talk about a documentary we watched about Star Wars toys called Plastic Galaxy, the story of Star Wars toys.
Yes.
From 2014, directed by Brian Stillman.
This is actually a pretty cool documentary because I don't know what it was, but it just got me giddy and excited. Like, I used to play with the toys, back in the day, and I should run and go get a couple of them. And this is just, I don't know, this just got me like so excited because there's people talking about their childhood and them playing with it and their excitement, collecting it and all that. So.
See, sadly, growing up, because I was born in '80 and that's when Empire Strikes Back came out, I didn't watch Star Wars. My mom ruined my life. I didn't have any of the toys back then, so I knew the only toy I bought that was from that era, from like 77 to 83, I got off eBay, and it was a Rancor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That awesome.
Because my cousin had one with cheese doodles stuck in his mouth.
You fed him cheese doodles?
Why would you not? It had awesome. They showed that in the show. But
yeah, I saw it.
But Kenner started the toy line and actually got the rights right before the movie started, which I thought was kind of crazy because a bunch of toy companies turned it down. I wonder how many people got fired after that.
Yeah.
No, we don't want to make because they weren't making movie-related toys. So they only did a show like Planet of the Apes and the $6 Million Man, which I might add had a awesome commercial.
Yeah, they showed the commercial for it. Yeah, that was actually a big seller, so they thought, let's take a chance.
Well, yeah, Kenner
plus,
did, yeah.
Like Star Wars, they're like, what the heck is that? Like, there was no references. This new guy, George Lucas, what's going on? Yeah.
And then he gave us.
Do we want to bet on this thing?
Annie, later on. But anyway. Yeah, so they ended up taking the license, but they couldn't keep up with the demand. So they got the license, I believe, like 2 months before the movie opened, and they didn't have enough time to get any toys ready for Christmas. So they did almost like an early bird pre-order, which we now do with video games. They did it with toys in the 70s, and it was only for 4 figures, which they increased to 12 eventually. But it was a mail away with a little cardboard stand behind it. It was just awesome, and you hear the Kenner executives talking about it, and the one guy saying like, I apologize if any of you guys watched. I don't remember all your names because there's a lot of you. And he said it's the one guy pointed out to him in the hallway. He's like, good.
Good.
Because he came up with the idea to do the mail away, and it was very, very successful.
Because like you said, they couldn't be ready in time. There was absolutely no way, and so they gave the kids, like the parents, it was for Christmas to get it ready for Christmas that year. And the kids would get, wrapped up. And it wasn't until it was ready, it said between February and June, you would actually get the set. So those poor kids had to wait from December all the way maybe to June for their supreme set, and maybe watch their friends get it before them. That kind of sucked.
And it was funny because the Luke Skywalker, they tried doing lightsabers, and they were talking about having they wanted to get a spring, and it was 3 cents, and they said no.
Yeah.
But anyway, it came out of their arm and they extend it, and then they call the tip of it the mushroom tip. You know what that sounds like?
Because they pulled it out.
And it was just like this, but it was cool though. The way the figures looked.
It was pretty inventive for back then, and it was so this.
Yeah, I mean the figures were only this big, and they were they're just like this. And they made the first jaw was made out of a sock And even the picture was that the guy used the sock.
Yeah, it was cool seeing the originals like that they actually carved and created or like put together, like you're saying, with a sock, or the drawings of like ideas and things, because they were saying that they didn't have much to go on.
No, they didn't have any pictures. Just had pictures.
They just had like.
They went in the movie theater and they took pictures as they were watching. They showed like a funny cartoon of that.
That was even afterwards, like.
Well, when the movie was in theaters, because they didn't have anything before that.
Because in the beginning, to even like try to like attempt something, they just had movie shots from the production itself, so like they didn't know really what was going on.
And it was really cool because a couple of the Kenner executives talked about how great it was to work on it, and just the fact that they got a chance to do it and they could say that they were there, and it was just cool to see them, once they got the license, work with it, and then created stuff that wasn't in the movie. They created an Imperial troop carrier that wasn't in the movie, and a droid factory, which. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I didn't realize that they were making stuff that wasn't even in the movie.
Well, that was the only two things that they showed, but one of them was interesting in the documentary. They mentioned that they sent the drawing of the special edition, the Imperial troop carrier, over to Lucasfilm or whatever, and Joe Johnston, who directed Captain America and Jurassic Park 3, worked for Lucasfilm at the time, and he redrew a sketch, and it wasn't so pointy. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know why. I thought that was cool. And he directed The Rocketeer. I like that too. But, so they had this increasing demand for the figures, which was great. I mean, I was screwed. I wasn't born yet. My mom didn't know I was coming till 80. She should have thought ahead. And bought toys ahead of time. I could have retired. I could have been retired.
I think she knew you were coming in 79.
Yeah, but still. She could have go out some of the toys. I mean, you saw, they showed pictures in the documentary of these giant racks. They don't make toy racks like that anymore. It was like this, so taller than me. I'm 6'9", and this giant, you're supposed to like say I'm not. Anyway, but this giant, all these figures and all the different characters from just all the movies they don't make toy stores like that anymore.
My best part though was when they actually showed the people with their childhood pictures of them playing with the toys or getting them for Christmas, and Jean's shout out, it just looked exactly like your picture when you sat around the Christmas tree with all your Star Wars figures and that astonished look on your face. I thought that was awesome.
You had nice parents. Nice parents. I buy everything now that I'm 36 years old.
I had the toy editions though that came with the coin, and they were the last ones made when Kenner gave up the license. Yeah, before they fizzled out there.
Well, it ain't like it is now. Like they're gonna have Star Wars figures forever, even before the new movies come out. But in terms of when Kenner first had it, after the original Star Wars, they realized the demand. They kept adding more and more figures. So when Empire Strikes Back came out, they were more prepared. So they were pumping the toys out, and they started off the mail-away figures. Collect 5 proofs of purchase to get a special mail-away figure, which I still do that now. I have an Obi-Wan that's clear. It's ain't clear. It's the ghost Obi-Wan. But you get the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they did Empire Return of the Jedi. They were a lot more, prepared for it.
You mean this Obi-Wan figure right here I'm holding?
Oh my god. Wow. Use the Force, Luke. And and it was interesting to know, like, if you watch the movies for like the first time, you're not going to know any of the character names and all like that, like Hammerhead and all those other weird ones. But like they had names. They had names for all the characters, and they're in the back of the card, and they showed them all the collectors in the movie who were very passionate about collecting, and they often showed off all their old toys. They still had their toys. And they showed that they would cross off the back and then go after characters. And one of them was talking about how his dad, he got a good report card, and his dad's like, you could pick something up, but he wasn't there, and he told them what characters not to pick out. Like, I don't want the Bisbee guard, I don't want this. But they have it crossed off, and I had to collect them all, kind of like Pokemon now. And everyone's obsessive compulsive to get every single one. So you can see the back was like 22, and then the new ones will come out be 42. One of 92. I was like, holy crap!
Yeah.
And it was cool. The one dude on the documentary actually said he had original sets of the first set, and he had one for his son, his other son, and the guy had to work on one for his daughter. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Wish I could do something like that, but I can't afford originals.
How much money those things would be.
Well, open, I think they're a lot cheaper open. If you get like pristine, because now they grade everything, so they're probably a lot more money in terms of that. Well, but like the collector point like yours, you could still find stuff like that. No, you can still find. You'd be surprised. Open stuff if you go to because there was a lot of it back then. I'm talking like the stuff that's worth a lot of money are variants. Like if they made like figures that were slightly different than other ones, like if a different arm. Nowadays,
we were talking about that Boba Fett one.
Yeah, well, the Boba Fett one they had that was in the cart. The preview was supposed to shoot his rocket. I just spit. That was interesting. Shoot his rocket, but he never did. And they showed the different variations, and they said it was never released.
Yeah, they never released
one guy had one though, but
it was dangerous for the kids.
But
I found it interesting was that other countries had different. I thought they were just this was the toy, and they would just, if they wanted to ship it to other countries, that would be it. But they had actually made different kinds for different countries, different packaging and all.
Oh yeah, definitely with the different. They showed the different, like 3 different labels, and then some of the countries tried slipping stuff. In Canada, you guys got caught with some kind of like utility belt with a dart gun, and the guy, and I didn't like that guy. Seemed kind of cocky when he was like, "Ha ha ha, I have one."
Oh yeah,
yeah, he was really cocky, and he had all these toys.
They shut him down.
There. All those people in there were like millionaires, with the exception of like the. Maybe they were. A lot of them had a lot of money. It seemed like... I mean, I wish I had all my toys. One guy had his Millennium Falcon hanging from the
I
ceiling.
want to go get some of them. I want to go around and get some.
Okay, you can do that.
Okay, he's going to talk for a minute.
So, it was cool because... Another thing that was cool about the episode, the documentary was they showed how they originally were creating different sets and stuff, and they created, like one of the guys on the documentary created the Ewok village, and he was picking up sticks from outside, and one of the collectors actually had it as he built it from scratch, and that's ultimately what they ended up releasing. And my cousin actually had that, the same cousin that had the Rancor, which I thought was really cool to have that village with the 3, it was the tripod of 3 different trees holding it up. That was really cool. And just the fact that he made it from nothing, and then they ended up releasing it, and they wanted it as authentic to the movie as they possibly could. And here we are. Oh, it's a Bendham.
Yeah, they also talked about these, the Bendham ones.
Where's the originals? Here's the original.
Here we go.
That's an original.
My favorite was when they came out.
That could be either one. That could be Han or Luke. That kind of looks like Han, though.
When they came out with the Micro Machines, those, I love miniatures. Here's one of the coins. Yeah, this is
wow.
This is him. Here's him with his coin. Get off.
I want to see it. I see the coin. Oh, wow. This is, you're right, 1984.
Yeah.
Holy crap. He looks...
Here's my...
Oh, wow.
My R2-D2 with his shooting up the his antenna or shooting
I have
up
need for you
the lightsaber.
I have need for you on the... I can't even do the voice. But anyway, I think that's Han.
There's
Random.
what the heck is his name?
Random camouflage guy from Endor. I forget his name. It was the guard on Jabba's Celebration.
These are just some of them, but yeah, these are some of the
Oh yeah, they talked about.
Here's the Micro Machine ones, with Leia on her speeder bike. It's really
got to play.
really tiny. So yeah, then there you go.
Who's this guy?
Really?
He cursed the entire movie. You ever see those things that say bleep them out the entire time? Oh wait, check it out.
Yeah, I know. I just said that. So yeah. Anyway, we have much more, but this was just some. Oh, here. This is my
mini collection.
My mini collection. I don't know if you can see all of them. I
have a lot more in the back.
Stormtroopers and.
But they're not original ones.
Yeah. Oh, here's Han. He actually came in a tiny little carbonite.
You've been holding out on me all these years.
So yeah.
Sometimes you think you know somebody, and then they pull out their own Star Wars toy collection and weren't letting you play with them.
No, is there mine?
For over a decade. So we were gonna have conversations after this episode.
But they didn't mention those. I guess those came out in the 90s. The Micro.
Yeah, they were after the rejuvenation of them, because shortly after the movies, the demand died down surprisingly, which nowadays that would never happen. And they came out with the Power of the Force, which she pointed out this was one of them, and that was one of the last sets they made, and they discontinued the line until they came out with the Bendhams, which I'm assuming this is one of them.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, they came out with the Bendhams, and they said they were highly successful. I think after Hasbro, I could be wrong about that, both of them. But anyway, they came out with the Bendhams, and then shortly followed that afterward with the Power of the Force figures when I officially started collecting. So I never actually played with them, except for we have an X-Wing floating around here. That's actually right over there. If you want to grab that. We have an X-Wing that I play with randomly at night when I'm alone eating my salads. And when the Power of the Force figures came out, they rejuvenated the collecting, and that's when I actually started collecting. There you go. You gotta put it on the screen.
I did.
Prepare for your attack run.
Hey!
You got hit.
I didn't hit him.
I didn't hit him. There's nobody in there. It's on autopilot. Oh, you can put him in there.
R2.
You put him in there.
There you go.
I can't fit my armor. He's Star Trooper armor. Doesn't work anyway.
And here's Luke with his glove and his Endor.
Oh, yeah, that is Luke. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That's a funny thing. I like his spray paint vest. But another cool thing about when the documentary, they showed the It's spray painted, like, yeah. They talked. I have a Woody Woodpecker poncho, but that wouldn't work good on indoor because it's bright blue.
Oh my god.
But anyway, showed the photographers taking pictures of all of the different figures and stuff, and how you looked at the old commercials and they set them up and they had these awesome mountain scenes or snow scenes.
Yeah.
And they show stuff driving. And it makes me remember like G.I. Joe used to do that, and you'd always want to do that. And you get home and you do it, and you have your rug and like a couch.
No, I used to do it in the backyard.
No, but I'm saying like there.
In your sand.
You don't want to get your figures dirty?
In your sandbox, you'd build like.
I have a sandbox.
Oh.
Told you, my mother screwed me. I'm kidding. Awful. But I'm just kidding. But with the 90, the photography was really good. They set up the different shots and they showed pictures of that and just showing the different scenes. And they said like the guys on the show said that they made them want to do it, and they were creating scenes that weren't in the movies, and they were like, oh, I want to create that scene.
So it would, broaden the kids' imagination of how like they can like use their figures and everything. But the guy who was doing the photography now actually like took over from the original guy, and he said like he had like such bright lights, and like the coloring was so like, I guess he toned it down a bit and made it more like, realistic and not like so.
Oh, that's another thing too. Like the
cartoony.
Toys were weathered. They
Yes.
showed them like it wasn't pristine and brand new, and I thought that was really cool. They made everything weathered, like the X-wings, like
Right.
this.
I
Well,
mean,
that's a newer one, but
It looks beat up though. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
even now.
made to look like that.
yeah, now everything's collectible now, so everything's more detailed and it's different. Like I've been collecting since '95. I haven't opened a damn figure. I've never even played with them. I have a whole room in this house just loaded with nothing but toys that are in Tupperware, not Tupperware. That's cooking.
No, I think
Rubbermaid. No, Rubbermaid. But not Tupperware.
I think Tupperware makes.
But
Containers.
they talked about when in '95, when they got rejuvenated by the power of the Force, another line called the power of the Force, they called, for instance, Han Solo. What's that? Oh, it's that Death Star character.
Get off.
She holding out. Han Solo flex. So he was all jacked up and he looked all muscular.
Weird looking. He was like,
And like,
oh.
like Luke had like his chest hair like sticking out like
Han
that.
shot first.
Look at that.
Oh my god.
Han did shoot first, no matter what Lucas did, because his head wouldn't have went like that if it was real.
Okay.
But anyway, so we super duper highly recommend, if you're even an ounce of a Star Wars fan, to watch the Plastic Galaxy Story of Star Wars Toys. It's on Amazon Prime right now. We have Prime, and she introduced me to the fact that you can stream.
Yes.
And living in the woods, we live in our little Ewok village up here on Endor, and we can get signal and stream and no issues before. And it was awesome to watch it. I think they did an excellent job and made me want to collect more with money I don't have.
Yeah, we don't have money.
Unless you want to click that donate button, give me like 10 grand and I'll pay bills, and maybe I'll buy a Han Solo Flex figure. But now they have that Black Series. If you look here, I have one of my Darth Vader figures. This is a newer one, and you're supposed to open it up and collect coins here. But I'm not opening any of them up. I'm not opening the figures that have a coin, so I'll never fill it. And I have my Kylo Ren that my good friend Alan got for me, and then handed it to me. And I didn't. Last time I bought something before a movie came out, I jinxed and Darth Maul got cut in half, had the worst death in like Star Wars history. But I got this, and he didn't die. He's coming back.
But
So I'm pretty
anyway,
excited.
this is a cool documentary to check out. So check it out. It's only about like an hour long, and it's fun. It brings back some memories.
No doubt, memories I didn't get to have because my mother didn't buy me Star Wars toys, or my dad.
Oh Lord.
Leave Lord out of this. She makes good music, but we don't have to talk about her.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
So remember, may the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
Thanks for watching. And to catch up on all of the awesome Just So You Know videos, because we're like the most happening thing on YouTube right now, check out the Docking Bay 44 YouTube page and watch some of our Just So You Know. So hit the subscribe button.
Subscribe.
Remember to like, comment,
Exclamation point.
exclamation points, and share.
And share. And maybe I'll share some toys.
We're going to go play with some Star Wars toys now.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Until
May the
next
4th
time.
be with you.
It's upside down.
Bye.
May the 4th be with you always.